know I got the receipts, girl. You know I got the receipts. Welcome back to the Sweet Pea Diaries. It's your girl Sweet Pea, and I am back with another video. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back to my channel. And if you are a new subscriber, welcome to the Sweet Pea Diaries. Be sure to like this video, share this video, but most importantly, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Hey y'all, let me see who is in the chat. We got T Goddess, Deborah Smith, Together We Break Chains, Winter Goddess, Lashina, Chief Keish Sosa, Velma C, Kalandra Denson, Maya, Soleil 846, Shay Bay 30, hey Shay, Christine, and Monica. Hey you guys. So we're back. We're back for day 6 of this trial between Tasha K and Cardi B. We've been keeping you updated. We've got our ear to the streets. We've been following Mr. Dennis Bryan, and we've been doing, review and reaction based off of his testimony. I noticed as well that the lead attorney made an appearance in the court today. So we're going to be talking about both of these content creators. They both gave their perspective on what was going on in court today. But it appears that another day has gone by with the defense being hollered and screamed at and belittled by the judge. He is not happy with the defense. All right. He is very upset with the fact that they don't seem to know the law. He's upset with the fact that they continue to lead the witness. And we didn't even have court for long today. It was only 2 hours. The jury was not in court. They were behind the wall waiting to come out, waiting to be able to hear, this case. And they weren't able to do that because the judge was still in sidebar and in conversations with the attorneys. All right. So let's jump right into this thing. Let's listen to some commentary by Mr. Dennis Bryan.
Banks did on the Breakfast Club, where she alluded to uh, Cardi being racist. But what does that have to do with the plaintiff's case in chief? What does that have to do with the things that Tasha K said about Cardi B? So the judge was, I mean, he made certain. I'm gonna read for some of the things that he stated to the lawyers. Sadir Sabat, and I might be jacking his name up, but he threatened to hold him in contempt of court because the lawyer did something that is a no-no. And I said, never piss off the judge when you're in a trial of this magnitude. When Olga, Tasha K's lawyer, was talking, instead of him writing notes to his co-counsel, he was actually talking to her while she was making an argument in front of the judge. So he threatened to hold him in contempt. And in contempt, in one of these cases, it could be 1 day of criminal detention, or 1 day of civil detention, or it could be a fine. I don't think the judge would have made it lock the guy up, but it sure would have been a fine to the defense. It was some interesting things that he had to say about the defense, and one of the things he said that it was kind of interesting. He said the rule of hearsay evidence is something that is taught in the first year of law school, and you should understand what hearsay evidence is. And when he was talking about that, he was talking about a post that was on Facebook where Offset's stepdad were saying some kind of disparaging things about Cardi. But some of the things that he was saying, they couldn't bring him in for him to actually testify to the validity of what he was saying. And again, the judge ruled that couldn't come in. So pretty much everything that they ruled, the things that was requested by the defense to bring in, the judge said no, it can't come in.
That's terrible. That's terrible. Now, Sadir, we have talked about Sadir. We have talked about Olga on this platform. Sadir and Olga are the defense, Tasha K's attorneys. These are the attorneys that Tasha bragged about in the beginning. She stated these are attorneys. They're young, bright. They've never lost a case. They're very expensive, but they don't seem to understand what is going on. They don't even understand what hearsay. They wanted to introduce about Offset's dad and what he said about Cardi. Is hearsay. You can't introduce hearsay as evidence. And apparently this is something that is learned in the beginning of law school, so much so that the judge said, you know what, when this is over today, he told Tasha K's attorneys, go ahead and go home and research what hearsay is. All right, that's ridiculous. That's terrible. But I keep telling you, this is because Tasha K, this is Sadir. Meet Sadir. This is the Sadir that the judge was going to hold in contempt. All right, this is Sadir. Sadir is a criminal justice attorney. He's a criminal lawyer. Criminal law. All right, this is Sadir and Olga's law firm. Osmalov and Sadiq. They are criminal defense attorneys. Aggressive criminal defense is our specialty. These are attorneys that are not specialized in the area of defamation, slander, libel. They don't know anything about intellectual property law. These are defense attorneys. They represent criminal cases. So going up against Cardi B and her attorneys that are a little bit more experienced, cost a little bit more, definitely experienced in the areas of defamation, slander, libel. These two are not equipped to go up against that. And in front of the judge, waving their hands, having to be told to not lead their witness, because apparently the leading of the witness was hand signals, eye movements, being suggestive, trying to coax Tasha into what to say, how to answer, how to respond. The judge is irritated by that and has to constantly tell them to stop. Do not do that again. How are you going to be held in contempt for a civil case such as this, for defamation? You know why? Because they did not take this serious. They were not prepared. Let's just get more into it, all right? Let's just get more into this. They were not prepared. Not prepared. It's giving they were not prepared.
Throwing at the Met. Now, one of the reasons why that evidence can't come in is because that's an impending case, and Cardi would have to take the Fifth Amendment, because anything she says pertaining to that case. They tried to bring up the incident with Nicki Minaj and Cardi B, where they were, where the whole thing happened with the shoe throwing at the Met. Now, one of the reasons why that evidence can't come in is because that's an impending case, and Cardi would have to take the Fifth Amendment, because anything she says pertaining to that case in this trial, they can pull the transcripts and use it against her. So the judge said that's prejudicial. That's not coming in either.
So they wanted to use the Cardi B Nicki Minaj incident at the Met Gala and try to use that, name dropping Nicki Minaj, trying to use Nicki Minaj as a cover. What does that have to do with defamation, slander, and libel? What does that have to do with the statements that Tasha K made? None. Absolutely none. Using Nicki Minaj as a diversion tactic. What does the Met Gala, Nicki Minaj, and Cardi B have to do with Tasha K making disparaging statements against Cardi B? What? What does that have to do with slanderous information being given on Tasha K's part? Absolutely nothing. The shoe throwing, the fight, Met Gala, that's an impending case that Cardi has. Why would she speak on that? Why would she incriminate herself? That has absolutely nothing to do with this situation. But it gets better. It gets better. Gets better.
It was a bad day, because when you are admonished so many times in a trial of this magnitude, it stands to reason that either you were woefully unprepared or you just didn't care. You were woefully unprepared, or you just didn't care. And I think at the end of the day, the defense has to regroup. They really have to regroup, because they're leaving now. We literally only had 2 hours in court. I don't think it was about 2 hours, and they're leaving now because they have to regroup again. Okay, so this was very powerful. The judge said to Tasha K's attorney, Mr. Sabir, we jacking your name up, but we will get it together. The judge said, "You act like you never tried a case, and if you do it again, I will hold you in contempt. You act like you never tried a case before, and if you do it again, I will hold you in contempt." I've never heard a judge say that to a lawyer. I've never heard a judge say that to a lawyer.
Now, it was also stated that they tried to use the race card. They tried to bring up a video with Azalea Banks on the Breakfast Club where she alluded that Cardi B was a racist. They also tried to bring up something on Instagram Live. Cardi B was going back and forth with the fan, and then she made disparaging and racist comments. They denied that. They said that's not admissible. The judge said, nope, that's not coming in. So you're not going to be able to use the race card all of the time. The argument, the people in the chat always also try to use this. Oh, Cardi B has said things about black people. She's called them roaches. She's made statements. Well, I do know that Cardi B is paying for a lot of funerals now from all of these people that got into, this situation, and where they had the fire in New York. These are mostly black people, black families. So the whole race card, Cardi said, well, you know what? You want to call me a racist? Well, I'm going to pay for these funerals. I'm going to help the victims. And I don't think it was because of this trial, but this doesn't help. That doesn't help the argument. Her paying for black people funerals doesn't help that argument. So we have to stop doing that. We cannot bring the race card into everything. We can't deflect with the black woman is powerful and we're just trying to silence her voice. We can't throw Nicki Minaj and Cardi B, that whole versus in every conversation. Has nothing to do with this at all. All right? Nothing to do. Nothing to do. But it is they're trying to grasp at straws. The defense is grasping at straws. At the end of the day, they were not prepared. Tasha was busy saying she was wiping her ass with the lawsuit. She was busy saying that she was challenging Cardi B to fight celebrity boxing matches. She was busy trolling Offset and Cardi B, worrying about their life. So much so that she just left her own case by the wayside. She was so busy trying to prove to everyone on YouTube and everyone in these YouTube streets that she didn't give a damn about Cardi B and the lawsuit, to where she really didn't realize that I'm going to have to go to court one day. I'm going to have to be in front of the judge and I'm going to need to be prepared. Your lawyers did not prepare you. Your lawyers weren't prepared. They didn't go over their case. They still trying to get evidence submitted into court that shows you incriminating yourself. It's the judge having to continue to tell these attorneys that, are you sure you want these videos admitted? They're trying to get evidence admitted that is going to incriminate Tasha K. And the judge, usually a judge is not going to give you that information and tell you that. Are you sure you want to enter in this evidence? Because it's only going to incriminate. The judge was quoted as saying, and this is coming from the lead attorney. We got our ears to the streets. Shout out to the lead attorney. Going over there and check him out. He's awesome. He said that the judge said the video that he watched that the defense is trying to enter in. Are you sure you want to enter this in? Because I can see the character of the defendant through that video. It shows me that she'll say and do anything for money. She will spread lies. She will say, I'm wiping my ass with lawsuits for clicks, views, money. She'll do anything for money. It shows her character. So are you sure, if the judge can see it, you don't think a jury is going to be able to see that? So are you sure, defense, Sadir and Olga, are you sure? Sadir and Olga, are you sure you want to enter in that piece of evidence that you are just trying to get entered in? You remember now, guys, it's videos. 99%, 85%. Most of the evidence that we are going to be seeing is all videos. It's all incriminating evidence against Tasha K. It shows her character. It speaks to the temperature on YouTube, what she was willing to do, the story she was telling. So the judge is like, are you sure? Are you sure you want this entered in? Because at the end of the day, it's only going to incriminate your client. I mean, why would a judge have to tell you that? You have not reviewed these videos yourself? No one has prepared for the trial? There was no mock trial, was no practices. Tasha's on the stand fumbling. She's not the confident, cocky Tasha K that we see on YouTube. It's the Tasha K that's fumbling, stumbling, talking fast, in a hurry, trying to hurry up and get her words out. She's got to be told to slow down. She's got to be coaxed by her attorneys because she doesn't know what to say. She's telling on herself. Yeah, I admit it. I knew it was fake, but I did this shit anyway. This is what the jury is seeing. This is what the jury is hearing. Are you sure you want to admit that as evidence? So at the end of the day, I do not understand these attorneys. I don't understand what it is that they are so keen on getting evidence entered in that they know is going to incriminate Tasha. It's like, are you working against Tasha K? She paid all this money for you. Are you working with her or are you working against her? Did you not review this information? So 2 hours in court, the jury was not in court. They left out of there defeated and need to go regroup and prepare their case. This should have been done prior to the trial. This is not something you should be doing midway. This is not something you are wasting the court's time. You're wasting the court's time, wasting the jury's time. Everyone's getting dressed. Everyone's coming there, getting up early, leaving the hotel, coming down there for court, and jury didn't even have to be in court today. It was a waste of time. Waste of time. You are wasting everyone's time, and you were encouraged months ago, many moons ago, by the judge to settle with Cardi B. And that whole settlement conversation, I keep telling everyone the settlement would have been on behalf of Tasha K. It would have not been on behalf of Cardi B because Tasha K's countersuit was thrown out. So the settlement would have been Tasha K working to settle this with Cardi. At this point, there's no interest for Cardi to settle. There's nothing she's going to gain from settling. For what? I've already lost $827,000 in legal fees. I've lost time, money, working on projects, having to leave what I'm doing for business and come here for this. Not to mention, it's been 3 years. We've been at it for 3 years. You are wasting everyone's time. You came there with your attorneys not prepared because you did not take this case serious. Tasha K did not take this case serious. She was so busy entertaining all of us on YouTube and not realizing that she needed to be preparing for her case. Her and her attorney should have been meeting, preparing for their case. I already knew what it was giving when I was reading those interrogatories and we were going over the documents on our channel. We already knew what it was giving. We knew she was going to be in this predicament because she was not prepared. When you have an attorney and you're paying all of this money for someone to defend you, you are supposed to be meeting with them. You're supposed to be going over what you're going to say. They're supposed to be prepping you. You should not get on the stand at a time like this, the phase that we are in, and get up there and be ill prepared. Your attorneys are being coached by the damn judge. Are you sure you want to enter in this evidence because it incriminates your client? Then he has to rebuke your counsel in front of you, which had to be embarrassing. Cardi B, her attorneys, everyone is there. Embarrassing. How embarrassing is that for Tasha K that her attorneys got to be rebuked by the judge in front of everyone? Jury wasn't there, of course, but in front of the plaintiff, her counsel, you. That's embarrassing for the judge to have to try to explain what hearsay is and tell you that, well, you need to go on tonight and you need to research what hearsay is. That's just too much. Too much. But there was a couple of things, and like I said, the lead attorney mentioned that he made an appearance there today. He said he came in midway, opened up the doors, everybody turned around and looked. I would have killed to be a fly on the wall to see that, honey. To see that bald black man coming in there. Tasha probably fell back. Did he have a white woman on his arm? You know Tasha K. Oh, she can't stand the lead attorney. So I know her jaw dropped when she seen him standing at that door. But what he did say was that there was a video that I believe they wanted to enter or play, and Cardi B's attorneys were not having it. It is apparently a video where Cardi is live again on Instagram, and she's got the sores on her lips, or cold sores on her lips, and I guess there's comments like, oh, you have, and the H or whatever, and she's like, no, I just have cold sores. So the lead attorney was like, I thought, isn't cold sores herpes? So she admitted, well, the attorneys were like, they don't want that entered in. What they were trying to say, the video was her talking in Spanish, and the judge is like, okay, well, what is she saying in Spanish? And they're like, well, it's just in Spanish, we don't want the video, we don't want, we so it was like were they trying to stall? And the judge was like, well, just come on, whatever it is, just let her explain what it is in Spanish. Well, the lead attorney said that that's what the video was about. And he's like, it's really Cardi admitting that she have herpes. Okay, well, cold sores, yeah, they are a form of herpes. We all know this, but that's not what Tasha K was alluding to when she put this out. She wanted to try to make it seem like the herpes were genital herpes, and they were STDs. They were in that form of herpes, that she had HPV, yeast infections, minus that, all this shit, that it was sexually transmitted in nature. Wasn't giving cold sores, wasn't giving, oh, those type of herpes where they're cold sores. No, Tasha K put the narrative out that she had HPV and herpes, meaning sexually transmitted. When anyone would say it, she wouldn't clear it up and say, no, I think they're, cold sore herpes, or, she didn't clear that up. The narrative and what she wanted people to believe is that it was some form of an STD related herpes, which was why she was correlating with HPV. And then they were talking about the monostat being in the bag and all of that. So we all know that we've always heard that, oh, if you have cold sores, they're similar to herpes. I'm not a medical professional, so I'm not even going to make that correlation. I'm not even going to try to break that down. I do not know. I'm not a medical professional. I always called them cold sores. I never said that they were herpes. Now, we're not going to get into that argument because we're not medical doctors, and Cardi B does not have herpes. It's already been proven that she don't have it. The doctor says she don't have it. She took the test. She don't have it. She don't have HPV. She doesn't have herpes. So, boom, that does it right there. And we all know what it was giving with Tasha K, was she wanted the public to believe that Cardi had some type of STD related herpes, which was why she correlated and connected it with HPV. And then we hear about the monostat and all of that. So I understand where the lead attorney was going. Okay, the video might have been a little incriminating because she's got the sores on her lips, and it could be like Tasha said, well, she says she had herpes because she says she had cold sores. So how do I know? She did not specifically say that it was herpes. She said, no, I don't have herpes. These are cold sores. Okay. And Tasha never made the distinction, is what the lead attorney is saying. She didn't make the distinction whether they were genital herpes. So every time she did her videos, she didn't say, she's got genital herpes. She just said generically herpes. So that could have meant anything. Could have meant cold sores or whatever. I'm not buying that, because that is not what Tasha K was saying. She was saying and wanting everyone to believe that Cardi B had an STD, and that any type of sores or whatever on her mouth was because she had an STD. That's the narrative that she put out, which is why she's being sued for defamation and why she's winning her case. And why the judges even said in this video that I see with your defendant, your client, I can see the nature of what she does on YouTube. I can see her disposition and her character. It speaks for itself that she will say, do anything for clicks, views, and money. So if the judge can see it, we know the jury is going to be able to see it as well. All right. So another hard day for the defense, another hard day for Tasha K. Another hard day. Check this out.
As a matter of the legal team is leaving right now, guys. They're leaving right now. Say hey, say hello, Tasha. How you doing, Tasha? Hey, Olga. Guys, let me ask you a question. What happened with the evidence today? Okay, so again, they let the court out early. That's Tasha leaving right now. Let's get some footage right now of them leaving. I think I'll they're moving pretty quick. Guys, they are moving pretty quick. This was a very bad day for them. I don't think they want to stop for the cameras.
So another hard day. I told you, she came in looking like a Shira, looking like a diva, left looking defeated. Child, she came in looking like a diva, left looking defeated. Shit! Get that goddamn camera out of my face! Get that camera out of here! We going to the car! I'll put your ass on! Come on, sit here! We getting the fuck out of here! We losing this shit! We losing this shit! Let's go to the car! Who the fuck is that with that goddamn camera? You think it's funny, don't you? You think it's fucking funny, don't you? I see you! Leave me the fuck alone! Child, I would be feeling the same way though. You know, I'm not even gonna hold you. You know what I mean? I don't know what I don't know what she must be going through to actually know that she's in this position, and she really put herself here where she could have settled in the beginning. You know, it could have just been taking the videos down. But when you are in the position where you have a brand and you've built this machine off of tea, and the subscribers want you to give them this tea, and you're just like, you know what, I'm gonna make up this story, I'm gonna put this shit out, I know it's a lie, but I'm trying to go viral, I'm trying to get my subscribers up, trying to get my views up. So it's like, I'll just do anything. So she put herself, the position that she's in, she put herself in this box, and she very much so put herself in this position. So at the end of the day, you know, her attorneys are not prepared. She's not prepared. They're trying to coax her on the stand. The judge is constantly getting after them about it. They don't know legalities. I just, at this point, I really don't know where or how this is going to be a win for Tasha K. I hear, and I got my ear to the streets, and I know that there are other bloggers trying to say that there's a win for Tasha K. There is no win for Tasha K. The videos are incriminating in itself. The evidence that is being presented on behalf of the plaintiff and the defendant, because we know that the defense is trying to get evidence admitted where their client is being incriminated. The judge is saying, are you sure you want these videos entered in? Your client is incriminated in them. If I were you, I wouldn't submit this as evidence. I mean, you got it on both ends. So how is she going to pull a rabbit out of a hat? And there's nothing for her to win. It would just basically be she's not going to pay on a claim. You know, there's 4 different claims. She just wouldn't pay on them. But there's nothing for her to win. There's no Cardi paying Tasha K. So this whole narrative that Tasha's going to win magically, somehow she's going to pull a rat, she's going to come from behind and win. There's nothing for her to win, nothing for her to gain. She just wouldn't pay as much, or she would just not win on a, you know, not lose on a specific charge or something like that. But she's not going to win anything. Her counterclaim's been gone. It's dismissed months ago. You know, so what we're here now is to decide how much Cardi B is going to be compensated. What's the monetary value? We already know the videos are going to come down. That's a given. Those videos are coming down. But again, she's still trying to hold that poker face. She's still got the videos up, you know. Someone in court, the judge or you know, I think it was the judge or someone in court said, you know, the videos, what's the count? They're 3 point some million views. She corrected them and said, no, it's 4.5 million views, 4.8 million views. Like, okay, girl, okay. It ain't gonna be that no more. When they come down, they're gonna be gone. Now all that gonna be gone. So you can really tell she's very much proud of where she finds herself. She feels like she's made it. She feels like right where she wanted to be, that's where she was her goal. This was the end goal. To be in a lawsuit with Cardi B, to be in the press, for everyone to be talking, because this is very much so a hot topic on YouTube. Anybody that's posting a video about this is getting views, to the smaller content creators, to the larger content creators. Anyone that is doing commentary on Tasha K versus Cardi B lawsuit, there are over 320 people here right now. So this is very much so a hot topic. Whether they like me or don't like me, y'all go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. But we're all going to get our views, and we better, if like I know, you better get some content and commentary on this lawsuit, because we're going to follow it all the way to the end. We are very much so invested over here. We have personal interest in this, okay? All right. But this is very much so a hot topic. So this was the end goal. This was the end goal, to be talked about, to be a trending topic. Whatever she got going on over there in her camp with, breaking up and people leaving and that's just diversion, all right? It would happen around this time. You got 4-hour lives going on people's channels, marathons. It would happen at this time, trying to deflect and take the little bit of attention off this case. But it's too big. It's too gigantic of a story. Everybody's covering it. So you're not going to be able to get away from it, Tasha K. No matter how much you try to deflect and throw out other, all of a sudden now Storm wants to leave and Storm done left and Von Ray and Chelsea and all of this. Nobody gives a damn about that, honey. Everybody want to know what's going on with this Tasha K, Cardi B lawsuit. That's what they want. That's the tea. So I don't know. Was that the goal? I don't know. Is that where is she excited and happy because she's trending? She's being talked about in these YouTube streets. But at the end, what will you gain from it? I can't see you gaining some type of network deal. I can't see any celebrity wanting to work with you. I can't see you being taken seriously. At the end of the day, in my opinion, it would only hurt the brand. It would only hurt Tasha K. But who am I? I'm just a little itty bitty blogger. I don't have millions of subscribers. But at the end of the day, trying to bring out Nicki Minaj and the situation that happened between them at the Met Gala has nothing to do with the defamation, slander, and libel. Has nothing to do with the statements that Tasha K made about Cardi B. The lies. Not going to be able, no matter how much they deflect in court and try to, Azalea Banks making reference to her video, making reference to other celebrities. You're not going to be able to deflect, because every time they bring up that evidence and they push play, they're going to hear your client. I knew the shit was fake, but I did it anyway. I'll do anything for a story. I just want the clicks and views, like the judge said. Looking at this video, it shows the character of your client, that she will do anything for clicks, views, and money. So if the judge can see it again, the jury can see it. So it was more of the same today, the defense in the hot seat, the attorneys not knowing the legal, not knowing law, not knowing legal process, the judge having to explain what hearsay was, wanting to reference a statement that Offset's dad made about Cardi B. That's hearsay. He's not here to even speak on it. So why would that even be admissible or something to talk about? What does that speak to? The character or what somebody thinks of Cardi B? That's hearsay. That's his opinion. Has, again, nothing to do with Tasha K's remarks. You're trying to prove that what Tasha K said, she thought it was true when she said it. You're trying to prove that Cardi B had HPV, herpes. She put that beer bottle up her private. She cheated on her husband, and she was a prostitute. Those are the statements that Tasha K made in the videos. Has nothing to do with what we think about Cardi B, whether you think Cardi B made racial statements, whether Nicki Minaj hit her upside the head, or she hit Nicki Minaj, or a shoe was thrown. None of that has nothing to do with this case. It is the deflection for me on all sides. The deflection from the defense, from Tasha K, from the YouTube streets, the winos, people that support Tasha K. None of that has anything to do with the statement she made. And that's what we are in court defending, Tasha K and the defense. You're supposed to be defending your client. You're supposed to be giving proof and evidence that shows that your client believed that when she was making these statements, she thought they were true. You're playing videos that says, I knew this shit was fake. Your client's up on the stand admitting that she knew these things were not true when she said them. So at the end of the day, how are you going to defend yourself? How are you going to get out of this mess? It's your words. Your own words are in these videos, playing in front of the judge, the jury, everyone. So how are you going to win this? How's she going to come back? How's she going to be the comeback kid? She's on camera. So, I mean, they have all of this as evidence. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. It's no hate train. We see the effery. She defamed Cardi. That's facts. TK mentioned Nicki Minaj and Jay because it proves that she was not suicidal. No, she mentioned Nicki Minaj. She was trying to mention the Met Gala and the shoe throwing and the fight that they had. You can't even bring that in because they're already in a case. I don't see how that shows she was wasn't suicidal because she went to the Met Gala. How do you know what a person is dealing with, what emotional distress and how they feel? Again, you don't know how a person is feeling. Just because she went to the Met Gala, she's a celebrity. She got obligations. She still could be feeling emotional distress. She still could be feeling suicidal. How do you know? We are not legal professionals. Amina says, Cardi B is human. Imagine if it was you and someone repeatedly kept posting up lies and videos of you saying you have STDs for thousands of people to see. Exactly. That poster is trolling to throw off the topic at hand. Do better. What date did Cardi make the cold sore statement? Was it long after Tasha K had put out the videos? Well, I don't know. That's a great question, and that's a great point to make. And all of that is what they look at. The timestamps, the dates of the videos. When did the statements occur? Was it before, after Tasha's statements were made? They look at all that. Timeline, definitely they look at all of that. But again, the statements, when you make a statement online and you are taped, that's a digital footprint. You can't erase it. You can't, there's nothing that you can do to try to refute that. It's you. That's you. It's not an imposter. That's you. That's you. And I kept saying that is going to bite her in the behind because at the end of the day, you can't erase it. You can't undo it. You've already put it out there. You already have said it. Can you imagine being Tasha K and seeing those videos play and hear yourself saying those statements? It's like, it's one of those moments. God damn it. Why did I do that? Why did I say that? I really didn't have to go that far. So another day in court for Tasha K with her defense team that is not prepared. No one prepared for this trial. It's giving they just came, they showed up. And you guys, give me one moment. So at the end of the day, this is where we find ourselves. We find ourselves with the defense fumbling the ball and Tasha K wasting everyone's time. 2 hours in court. The jury didn't get to even enter the courtroom because of the sidebar and the coaxing and instruction that the judge has to constantly give the defense. And that is just, at this point and the stage that we're in with this trial, it's just a waste of everyone's time. They should have been prepared, should have been more equipped to handle this trial. And I just feel like it wasn't. No preparation was done. They just said, we're going to show up and we're going to wing it. All right? We're going to wing it. But you know, if I was in their place, I would have probably felt like, what are we going to do? They knew what the evidence was that they was working with. They seen the videos. They were seeing their client on live. They were telling Tasha to stop. They were telling her, don't go live, don't do any more videos, don't even speak on this lawsuit. But she kept doing it anyway. So you don't think that they know? You know, we really don't really have a fight. We really don't even have a win here. We don't have a defense because the videos and the evidence that they are presenting, it shows our client in an ill light. So what are we going to do? Okay? What are we going to do? So that's all I got for tonight, you guys. We will continue to follow up on this. We will keep our ears to the streets. And as we know more, and every day we will cover it for you and we'll bring you the update. But that's all I got, you guys. Evan want to go outside, so I got to take my baby outside. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye, y'all.